What do you guys think you struggle with the most? What do you struggle with the most at your level? Endgame. Mentality. Ooh, mentality is important. Go should be fun. This is actually in my study guide. You need to have fun. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. Reading. Identifying large points. That's a good one. Finding quiet time for a concentrated game. Except, thank you for that game. Find quiet time for concentrated game. So, even if you can't find quiet time, if you just don't have a quiet life, sometimes you're just going to have to just play and have fun. Reading consistently. So, I think what's more important than having the perfect environment for a game, it can be important to have a good environment, but what's more important is still playing more than anything else. Maybe you can just sit at McDonald's one day, play. I did that. I've done that. I did it at CC's too. Taco Bell, CC's, McDonald's, Books A Million, coffee shops. Reading consistently. What if I told you the secret to reading is to read less? What that means is rather than trying to read 5 moves, 10 moves in a row, try to read 3 moves in a row or 5 moves in a row and then read their branches. So for example, try to read 3 moves and only 3 moves. Count 1, 2, 3. Then try to find the other responses to 1. So 1, 2, 3 this way, 1, 2, 3 that way, 1, 2, 3 that way, 1, 2, 3 that way. And try to find all the expected possible variations, and then try to figure out which one is most likely. Additionally, try to have more than one option for your first move. So try to have a minimum of 2 ideas, if you can 3, and on an open position 3 ideas minimum, and in an enclosed position try to have at least 2. At least one of the, like, you should always have the idea to Tanuki if you can. Try to read 2 or 3 moves, 3 moves deep with all their branches, and your reading will be much more accurate. I think you got a point there. My life is too busy, too chaotic, and I wanted to give the game my full time, and I'm afraid that won't progress if I'm at 100% concentration. Yeah, that's a really big mindset mistake. Saying you won't progress if you don't have 100% is completely wrong. You will never have 100% for every single game you play. You want to be able to play at 70 or 80% most of the time. Sometimes it's 50%, you have a bad day, you have a losing streak, just stop, it's fine. That's why I said if you're playing 5 games a day and you lose 3 in a row, just stop. Just stop and come back a different day. It's okay to have losing streaks, right? But what's more important than anything else is playing. You cannot play 100% every game. Not possible. What is possible is to play more and have fun. If you are struggling or the game is becoming stressful, try a new opening. Try learning a new opening and see how it goes. Try lowering your rank and learn a new opening. Try making a new account 2 ranks weaker than you are. Try a new opening, learn the ins and outs, and work your way back up. Sometimes that small incremental improvement is very beneficial to your mental health for Go. Sometimes being afraid of losing is the most powerful thing that's keeping you from improving. Being afraid of losses is one of the biggest things that will keep you from improving. You are supposed to lose 6 or 7 out of 10 games. The reason this is because if you're winning more than 50% of the time, you're winning 60% or 70% of the time, you rank up. Now you're facing your level, you're winning 50% of the time. But you want to improve, so sometimes you'll play someone stronger than you just a little bit. So you win, so your win percentage will go down to like 40%, maybe even 35%, right? So you'll win about 35% of the time. If you gave all you had, have you seen how many Qs I've lost to? Yeah, that's you're holding yourself back with that mentality, in my opinion. I think you should just play. It's not about doing 100%. It's about enjoying the game. If you want to improve, you want to find the points that you're losing most often and work on them one at a time. Improve for the enjoyment of improving. Don't play the game and only enjoy the game if you're playing 100%. If you only enjoy the game when you're playing your 100% best, I hate to tell you, but that's going to hold you back more than anything else. You are expected to play probably about 70% of your best most of the time, on average. This means you'll play less than 70%. This means you'll play better than 70%. But your average is about 70%, give or take. I don't know the exact number, but it should be around that area. The amount you win is probably going to be about 30 to 50%. Like, you should never win more than 50% unless you're going to rank up. And that happens once in a blue moon. So if your win percentage is in 40% to 50%, you're doing good. If you're at 20 to 30%, maybe you need to rank down and work your way back up. If you are scared of something, you need to just make it happen and just deal with it. There's no reason you should feel guilty about losing. Here's another tip. Stop putting so much weight on one game. Try to care more about your percentages over the span of 10 games than one game. One game is not that important. It's how you're doing over the span of time. So how are you doing in 10 games? How are you doing in 20 games? Like if you look at Taijum and Foxy, then they take your winning percentages over 20 games to determine if you should rank up or down. They don't take one game. There's no money riding on this. There's no pressure on this. It's not a tournament game. It is an online game that exists for you to have fun. If you want to improve, cool. Improving is fun. Improving is enjoyable. Learning more about this game is enjoyable. But if you were saying that this one game is so bad that you never you just criticize yourself over and over because of how you played this one game, it's one game. Who cares? You ever played Monopoly? Have you questioned like one decision in Monopoly? Thank you for the cheer. You are welcome. Yeah, so my advice, stop putting so much pressure on yourself for one game. Every game should be taken seriously. Every game you should try. But it doesn't mean you have to give 100% every game. It means you should give a decent effort every game and do your best. It doesn't have to be your best, but you should try. Ouch, it hurt.